Dear students, Namaste and welcome back to a new mathematics session. In the previous session, we have discussed Bayes theorem and we have solved first 5 questions from exercise 13.3. Hope it was clear for you all. In today's session, we shall discuss the remaining problems from exercise 13.3. Let's move on to the topic. Next, we shall discuss the Bayes theorem formula. If E1, E2, etc. En are n non-empty events which constitute a partition of sample space S, that is, partition of sample space means these E1, E2, etc. En need to follow some conditions. That is, this should be pairwise disjoint, means when you take the intersection, it should be a null set. E1 intersection E2 or any two events intersection, if you take, it should be a null set, means there should not be a common element. And when you take the union, E1 union, E2 union, etc. union En, it should be a sample space. You should get the sample space. And one more thing we have learned in the partition of sample space, these E1, E2, etc. should have a non-zero probability greater than 0. And A is any event of non-zero probability, then P of EI given A, P of EI given A in the sense here E is a partition of sample space and A is any event which is having a non-zero probability, that is equal to P of EI into P of A given EI divided by sigma j is equal to 1 to n P of EJ into P of A given EJ. Here in the denominator we are using j because I we have already used in the numerator. So P of EI given A is equal to P of EI into P of A given EI divided by sigma j is equal to 1 to n P of EJ into P of A given EJ. Remember this here in the first part it should be an event P of E given A in the sense an event which is having a non-zero probability. For any I is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. n. So here let's discuss how this formula has derived, not in the examination point of view, but for understanding purpose it is very useful for you. By formula of conditional probability, we have learned P of EI given A. This one by using conditional probability we can write P of A intersection EI divided by P of A. So P of EI given A we can write by using the conditional probability, that is P of A intersection EI divided by P of A. Conditional probability we have learned P of A given B is equal to P of A intersection B divided by P of B. So by using that conditional probability we have written the formula. Then this multiplication theorem we can use and change this part. By multiplication rule of probability, P of A intersection EI is equal to P of EI into P of A given EI. So just a substitute here, that is P of EI into P of A given EI divided by P of A. And this P of A also we can change by using the total probability formula we have learned in the previous slide. So by using the theorem of total probability, P of A we can write it as sigma j is equal to 1 to n P of EJ into P of A given EJ. Just a substitute by replacing P of A. That is P of EI into P of A given EI. In the numerator it is same. Denominator P of A will change by using total probability formula. That is sigma j is equal to 1 to n P of EJ into P of A given EJ. So this is the Bayes theorem formula. Next we shall discuss question number 6. There are 3 coins. One is a headed coin, means having head on both faces. Another is a based coin that comes up head 75% of the time, and the third is an unbiased coin. One of the 3 coins is chosen at random and tossed. It shows heads. What is the probability that it was the 2-headed coin? Here there are 3 coins it is mentioned. One is a 2-headed coin. 2-headed coin in the sense both the faces it shows head. Another one is a based coin, means probability of getting one face is more, that here is coming up ahead is 75%, not equally likely. And the third one is a unbiased coin. Unbiased coin is a normal coin, means both events head and tail comes up with equal chances. One of the 3 coins is chosen at random, so you are choosing one coin and then it is tossed. It shows heads. What is the probability that it was a two-headed coin? So here surely it is a reverse probability question. So let's define E1, E2 and E3. Here there are three coins it is mentioned. So let's take E1, E2 and E3 be the respective events of choosing a two-headed coin, a biased coin and an unbiased coin. So P of E1, P of E2, P of E3 means the probability of choosing one coin at random out of these three coins, that is 1 out of 3. Then A be the event that the coin shows head. Here it is mentioned it shows head. So that event we can take it as A. Then a two-headed coin will always show heads. That is, whenever you throw a two-headed coin, because it is both the faces, it is marked head. So whenever you throw it always shows the head. Probability of A given E1. A given E1 in the sense probability of getting a head given that it is from a two-headed coin, that is always 1, because only two faces it is there, both the faces are marked with the head. So whenever you throw, it is a sure probability you will get a head. So probability of coin showing head given that it is a two-headed coin, that is 1. Next is probability of heads coming up given that it is a biased coin, that is equal to 75%. Here it is mentioned. So probability of heads coming up given that it is a biased coin, that is a probability of A given E2. Probability of A given E2 is probability of coin shows head given that it is a biased coin, that is equal to 75 by 100. 75% means 75 by 100. When you cancel 25, it comes as 3 by 4. Next is third coin is unbiased. The probability that it shows head is always 1 by 2. So equal chance. Both the two outcomes, head and tail, are there, and the probability of showing a head is 1 out of 2. That is probability of A given E3 is 1 divided by 2. So all the things are there with us. P of E1, P of E2, P of E3 we have got. P of A given E1 we have. P of A given E2 we have. P of A given E3 also we have calculated. Now the probability that the coin is two-headed given that it shows heads is given by E1 given A. That is what we have to calculate. It is mentioned here. One of the three coin is chosen at random and tossed. It shows head. So what is the probability that it was a two-headed coin? That is the probability of E1 given A we have to calculate by using Bayes theorem. We can write the formula. P of E1 given A is equal to P of E1 into P of A given E1 divided by the total probability, that is P of E1 into P of A given E1 plus P of E2 into P of A given E2 plus P of E3 into P of A given E3. Now only the substitution part is there. P of E1, E2, E3, everything is 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 into P of A given E1, that is already calculated, that is 1. So 1 by 3 into 1 divided by, here P of E1 into P of A given E1, as before here we have written 1 by 3 into 1 plus P of E2 into P of A given E2. P of E2 is 1 by 3. A given E2. A given E2 is here, that is 3 by 4. Plus 1 by 3 into 1 by 2, that is P of E3, 1 by 3. A given E3. A given E3 is, here it is 1 by 2. So 1 by 3 into 1 by 2. Now we will go for the calculation. 1 by 3 into 1 divided by, you can see here, in the denominator there is 1 by 3 is common in all the three terms. Let's take out 1 by 3 common. Then in the first term there is 1, second term there is 3 by 4, third term there is 1 by 2. So balance we have written 1 plus 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. 1 by 3 can be cancelled. The numerator will be having only 1 divided by common denominator, here we can take 4. So when we take common denominator 4, here 1 into 4, 4 plus 3 plus here you have to multiply 2. So 4 plus 3 plus 2 divided by 4. That is equal to 1 divided by 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 divided by 4. That is equal to, reciprocally you have to take 4 by 9. So the required probability is 4 by 9. Move on to the 7th question. An insurance company insured 2,000 scooter drivers and 4,000 car drivers and 6,000 truck drivers. the probability of an accidents are 0.01, 0.03 and 0.15 respectively, means scooter, car and truck drivers. Here, one of the insured persons meets with an accident. What is the probability that he is a scooter driver? So, everything is quite clear. Very simple question, and everything is quite clear here. The given conditions are quite clear. No chance for a confusion. So, let's write or let's define the events E1, E2 and E3. So, let E1, E2 and E3 be the respective events that the driver is a scooter driver, car driver and truck driver. So we have defined E1, E2 and E3. Now we have to define A. So what is the probability that he is a scooter driver? One of the insured persons meet with an accident. So here A is this portion, that is the person who is meeting with an accident. So let A be the event that the person meets with an accident. Here this one already we have assumed, means the driver category, scooter driver. So that we have already assumed with the E1, E2 and E3 with the scooter, with the car and with the truck. Here E1, E2, E3 we have defined and A also defined. So let's write the total number of drivers, because for writing the probability we need the total 2000, 4000 and 6000. When we add, we will get as 12,000. So P of E1 is equal to driver, means he is a scooter driver. Probability of choosing a scooter driver. We have 2000 scooter drivers out of 12,000. So 2000 by 12,000, that is equal to 1 by 6. Next is P of E2. P of E2 in the sense he is a car driver. So car driver we have 4000 drivers. So 4000 divided by 12,000. When we cancel with 4000, we will get as 1 by 3. Next is P of E3. E3 means he is a truck driver. We have 6000 truck drivers. 6000 by 12,000, that is equal to 1 by 2. Then P of A given E1. P of A given E1 in the sense the probability of an accidents are 0.01, 0.03, 0.15 respectively. Means for a scooter driver meeting an accident is 0.01. That is what it is taken here. P of A given E1 means probability of scooter driver meet with an accident, that is 0.01. Just write it as fraction 1 divided by 100, because here everything we have written in fraction. So this also in fraction is better. Next is 0.03, that is P of A given E2. The car driver meet with an accident. So probability of a car driver meet with an accident is 0.03. Here A in the sense it is already defined. A person meet with an accident. Given that E2 category, E2 is he is a car driver. So P of A given E2 is 3 divided by 100 in fraction form. Next is P of A given E3 means here it is 0.15 is a truck driver meeting with an accident. So probability of truck driver meet with an accident is 0.15. When we make it as fraction 15 by 100. Next, the probability that the driver is a scooter driver given that he met with an accident is given by probability of E1 given A. Here it is mentioned what is the probability that he is a scooter driver. A person who is meeting with an accident, we have to find out the probability that he is a scooter driver. So E1, scooter driver in the sense according to our assumption it is an event E1. So E1 given A, person who is meeting with an accident, that is A. So P of E1 given A, reverse probability. By using Bayes theorem, we can write the formula P of E1 given A is equal to, there are 3 events. So P of E1 into P of A given E1 plus the total probability P of E1 into P of A given E1 plus P of E2 into A given E2 plus P of E3 into A given E3. Let's substitute it. P of E1 we have 1 by 6. P of A given E1 it is 1 by 100. So 1 by 6 into 1 by 100. Again in the denominator 1 by 6 into 1 by 100 plus P of E2 we have 1 by 3 and A given E2 we have 3 by 100. So 1 by 3 into 3 by 100 plus P of E3 we have calculated 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into P of A given E3, that is 15 by 100 it's written. Now let's go for calculation. Here 1 by 6 into 1 by 100. In the denominator, just as before, we can take a common factor here, 1 by 100. So when we take 1 by 100 outside in the denominator, in the first term there is 1 by 6, and in the second term there is here 3 cancelled and only 1 by 100 was there, that is out, balance is 1. Plus here 1 by 100 is outside, 15 divided by 2 is the balance. So here 1 by 100, 1 by 100 we can cancel. Balance is 1 by 6 divided by, here common LCM if you take 6, 1 plus 1 into 6, 6 plus here denominator is 2. That means you have to multiply with 3 in the numerator. So 15 into 3, 45. I think it is clear for you for taking the LCM. So 1 plus 6 plus 45. Now 1 by 6 divided by 46, 45 plus 6 is 51, 51 plus 1 is 52, 52 by 6. That is equal to, here common denominator 6 cancel. So 1 divided by 52 is the required probability. Move on to question number 8. A factory has two machines A and B. Past record shows that machine A produced 60% of the items of output and machine B produced 40% of the items. Further, 2% of the items produced by machine A and 1% produced by machine B were defective. All the items are put into one stockpile and then one item is chosen random from this and is found to be defective. What is the probability that was produced by machine B? This is also quite simple question, and let's go through the given conditions. A factory has two machines A and B. There are two machines A and B, and records shows that production capacity of A is 60% and the production capacity of B is 40%. And it was again explained here, 2% of the items produced by machine A and 1% produced by machine B were defective. So 60% is produced by machine A. Out of that 60%, 2% was defective, and another 40% was produced by machine B, and out of this 40%, 1% is defective items produced by machine B. All the items are put, that means they are putting together into one stockpile, and then one item is chosen. After putting all these things together, and one item is taken at random, and it is found to be defective. What is the probability that was produced by machine B? So it is a reverse probability question. So let's define E1 and E2. Here there are only two things mentioned, that is machine A and B. So let E1 and E2 be the respective events of the items produced by machines A and B. And let X be the event that the produced items was found to be defective. So chosen item is defective, that is event X. Here event A we are not taking because already A and B are mentioned here with the machines. So the event, another event we are taking as X. So let X be the event that the produced item was found to be defective. So E1 and E2, the E1 and E2 are the events. The items are produced by machine A and machine B, and X be the event that the selected item is found to be defective. And let's write P of E1, that is P of E1 means probability of items produced by machine A, that is 60%. 60% means 60 by 100. When we cancel here 20, you will get us 3 by 5, simple form. Then probability of E2, that is probability of items produced by machine B, that is 40%, means 40 by 100. 20 if you cancel, you will get us 2 by 5. Then probability that machine A produced defective items, that is what it is given to you, 2%. So 2% of the items produced by machine A are found to be defective, means X given E1. So defective item is taken given that it is produced by machine A. So that is probability of X given E1, that is 2% of the total, that is 2 by 100. Next is X given E2, that is defective item is taken given that it is produced by machine B. Probability that the machine B produced defective items. Probability of X given E2 is equal to, in the question it is given to you 1%, that is 1 by 100. Next, the probability that the randomly selected item was from mission B, given that it is defective, is given by, we have to calculate this one. All the items are put into one stockpile, and then one item is chosen at random from this and is found to be defective. So a defective item is chosen, probability of that it is from mission B, that is what we have to calculate, means a probability of E2 from mission B. Mission B means it is taken as E2. So probability of E2 given X we have to calculate. So by using Bayes theorem, P of E2 given X is equal to P of E2 into P of X given E2 divided by total probability. We'll start from E1. P of E1 into P of X given E1 plus P of E2 into P of X given E2. Let's substitute it. P of E2 we are having 2 by 5. X given E2 we are having 1 by 100. So 2 by 5 into 1 by 100. Then P of E1 is 3 by 5 into X given E1. P of X given E1 is 2 by 100 plus P of E2 into X given E2 is same as in the numerator. So 2 by 5 into 1 by 100. Let's go for the calculation. 2 into 1 that is 2. 5 into 100 that is 500. Then here 3 into 2 6 and 5 into 100 that is 500. Then again 2 into 1 2, 5 into 100 500. So like previous one, if you want to take 1 by 100 common, then the numerator and denominator cancellation can be done. That way also you can do it, it's not a problem. Now here common denominator we are having 500 plus 500, sorry, common denominator here we are having 500. When you take 500 LCM, here will get us 6 plus 2 8, and here also 2 by 500, denominator is 500. So the common denominators we can cancel. Here 500, here 500. So 2 divided by 6 plus 2, 8 will be coming. So 2 by 8 again we can cancel it. That is 1 by 4. So since here it is a simple calculation, its step is not included. If you feel difficulty, you can just do it on the right side of your answer booklet. So 2 by 8 we have cancelled, and finally we have got as 1 by 4. So the required probability is 1 divided by 4. Move on to question number 9. Two groups are competing for the position on board of directors of a corporation. The probabilities that the first and the second groups will win are 0.6 and 0.4 respectively. Further, if the first group wins, the probability of introducing a new product is 0.7 and the corresponding probability is 0.3 if the second group wins. Find the probability that the new product introduced to us by the second group. So it is a reverse probability question. Two groups here it is mentioned. So let's define E1 and E2. Let E1 and E2 be the respective events that the first group and the second group win the competition. And winning competition, that is E1 and E2. First group winning event we can take it as E1, and the second group winning event we can take it as E2. And we have to go for A. Here it is mentioned, introducing a new product. Find the probability that the new product introduced, that is our event. So another event. So A we can take it as this one. Let A be the event of introducing a new product. So let's take P of E1 probability that the first group wins the competition, that is 0.6. P of E2 probability that the second group wins, that is 0.4. Next, P of A given E1. A given E1 in the sense the probability of introducing a new product by the first group, means first group winning time. So P of A given E1, that is 0.7, it is mentioned here. Next probability is 0.3, that is probability of A given E2. Probability of A given E2 in the sense, let's define it, that is very important. P of A given E2 in the sense introducing a new product if the second group wins, given that the second group wins. So probability of A given E2 is 0.3. So everything is there for us to calculate. So the required probability is the probability of E2 given A. Find the probability that the new product is introduced was by the second group. Second group in the sense E2. So E2 given A. A means introducing the new product. So P of E2 given A means the probability that the new product is introduced by the second group. That is, symbolically we can write it as P of E2 given A. So let's write the formula by using Bayes theorem. P of E2 given A is equal to P of E2 into P of A given E2 divided by P of E1 into P of A given E1 plus P of E2 into A given E2 total. Let's substitute it. P of E2 we have 0.4 and P of A given E2 we have 0.3 and P of E1 is having 0.6 and P of A given E1 we are having 0.7 and this is same as the numerator, that is 0.4 into 0.3. That is equal to 4 3s are 12. Here after the decimal 1 digit, here also after the decimal 1 digit, so 2 digits, 0.12 divided by here 6 7s are 42. So decimal when we calculate 0.42 will be getting. Here 4 3s are 12, 2 digits after the decimal 0.12. Let's add it in the denominator. 0.12 divided by 0.42 plus 0.12 is 0.54. So that is equal to, when we multiply 100 in the numerator and denominator, it becomes 12 by 54. Let's take the common cancellation, that is here 6 we can cancel 2 times and 54 will be 9 times in 6. So 2 by 9. So the required probability is 2 divided by 9. Next we shall discuss question number 10. Suppose a girl throws a die. If she gets a 5 or 6, she tosses a coin 3 times and notes the number of heads. If she gets a 1, 2, 3 or 4, she tosses a coin once and notes whether a head or tail is obtained. If she obtained exactly 1 head, what is the probability that she threw 1, 2, 3 or 4 with the die? So there is a little bit of complication when you go through the question first time. So you must read it 2 or 3 times to make the concept clear. Suppose a girl throws a die. She is throwing a die. When a person throws a die, there are 6 outcomes, possibilities are there, that is 1 to 6, numbers 1 to 6. If she gets a 5 or 6, 5 or 6 she is getting means she tosses a coin 3 times. 5 or 6 if she is getting in the die, she will toss the coin 3 times and notes the number of heads, how many times she is getting heads, that she will note down. And if she gets 1, 2, 3 or 4, means 5 or 6 already option is over, then the remaining chances are 1, 2, 3 or 4. If she gets 1, 2, 3 or 4, she tosses a coin once and notes whether a head or tail is obtained. Here she is tossing a coin once. Previously she was tossing a coin 3 times and there she is noting down the number of heads. Here she is tossing a coin only once and note down whether a head or tail is obtained. If she obtained exactly 1 head, what is the probability that she threw 1, 2, 3 or 4 with the die? In the first chance, whether she is getting 5 or 6 also, she will toss a coin. She will toss a coin. There also she will get heads. And in the second case, whether she is getting 1, 2, 3 or 4 also, she is tossing a coin. In that case also, she will get a head. And we have to calculate, if she obtained exactly 1 head, if she is getting 1 head, what is the probability that she threw 1, 2, 3 or 4 with the die, means the second category. So let's define E1 and E2. Let E1 be the event that the outcome on the die is 5 or 6. This is the first one it is given to us. And E2 be the event that the outcome on the die is 1, 2, 3 or 4. So we have categorized into 2, throwing a die. In the first case she is getting 5 or 6 and in the second case she is getting 1, 2, 3 or 4. First case we have taken as E1 event and the second case we have taken as E2 event. P of E1 in the sense the probability of getting 5 or 6. 5 or 6 in the sense 2 out of 6. So 2 divided by 6, that is equal to 1 by 3. Next is probability of E2. Probability of E2 in the sense other than 5 and 6, all other numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. So total 4 out of 6. 4 divided by 6, that is 2 by 3. Next, let A be the event of getting exactly 1 head. That is what here it is mentioned. She obtained exactly 1 head, that we have taken as A. Then P of A given E1 means she is getting 1 head given that it is from the first event, that means getting 5 or 6 event. Probability of getting exactly 1 head by tossing the coin 3 times if she gets 5 or 6. That is 3 divided by 8. So here she is throwing the coin 3 times. 3 times in the sense the total number of outcomes 2 power 3, that is 8. And she is getting exactly 1 head. Exactly 1 head means there are only 3 chances, that is 3 divided by 8. Next is probability of A given E2. A given E2 in the sense she is getting exactly 1 head from the second event. Second event in the sense when she is getting 1, 2, 3 or 4. While getting 1, 2, 3 or 4 from the die, what she is doing in the sense she tosses a coin only once and notes whether a head or tail is obtained. So here she is throwing the head only, throwing the coin only once. Previously she was throwing the coin 3 times. So probability of getting exactly 1 head in a single throw of coin, if she gets 1, 2, 3 or 4, is 1 divided by 2, because she is throwing the coin only once, and their probability of getting 1 head. 1 head in the sense only 1 chance. So 1 divided by total 2. Head or tail, there is only 2 chances. 1 divided by 2 is the probability. Next, the probability that the girl throw 1, 2, 3 or 4 with the die if she obtained exactly 1 head is given by. Here is the question. If she obtained exactly 1 head, what is the probability that she threw 1, 2, 3 or 4 with the die? That means 1, 2, 3 or 4 in the sense the second event, E2. So probability of E2 given A, by using Bayes theorem we can write the formula. Probability of E2 given A is equal to P of E2 into P of A given E2 by total probability P of E1 into A given E1 plus P of E2 into P of A given E2. Let's substitute it. That is P of E2, that is 2 by 3. A given E2 we are having 1 by 2. Then P of E1 into A given E1. P of E1 is 1 by 3. A given E1 we are having 3 by 8 plus the second term is same as the numerator, 2 by 3 into 1 by 2. That is P of E2 into A given E2. That is equal to, here 1 by 3 will be the balance because 2 and 2 can be cancelled. And here 1 by 3 we can take outside. From here 1 by 3, from here 1 by 3. If we take outside, 2 and 2 cancel. So here 3 by 8 is the balance in the first term plus 1. So 1 by 3 into 3 by 8 plus 1. Here 1 by 3 and 1 by 3, numerator and denominator common, we can cancel it. So 1 divided by 8 we can take common LCM. 8 means 3 plus 8. 1 into 8 is in the numerator. So 3 plus 8, that is 11 by 8. So 1 divided by 11 by 8, that is a reciprocal. We can take it as 8 by 11. So the required probability is 8 by 11. Next we shall discuss question number 11. A manufacturer has 3 machine operators A, B and C. The first operator A produces 1% defective items, whereas the other 2 operators B and C produce 5% and 7% defective items respectively. A is on the job for 50% of the time, B is on the job for 30% of the time, and C is on the job for 20% of the time. A defective item is produced. What is the probability that was produced by A? Here they are mentioning about 3 machine operators A, B and C. So the first operator A produces 1% of the defective items, whereas the other 2 operators B and C produce 5% and 7% of the defective items. And A is on the job, means the probability, or E1, P of E, if you take A, B, C as E1, E2 and E3, this is the probability of A is on job. That is 50% of the time. B is on the job for 30% of the time. And P of E3 if you take, that is C is on job for 20% of the time. And a defective item is produced. Let it be, here A, B, C are mentioned, we have to use another alphabet. So if a defective item is produced, what is the probability that it was produced by A? So it is a reverse probability question. Let's define E1, E2 and E3. Let E1, E2 and E3 be the respective events that the time consumed by mission A, B and C for the job. And P of E1, it is given to you, time 50% of the time A is spending, that is 1 by 2. P of E2 we have a 30%, that is 3 by 10. And P of E3, that is 20%, that is 20 by 100, that is 1 by 5. Let's define a defective item, that is X be the event of producing defective items. That is here given to you 1%, 5%, 7%. That is probability of X given E1. So the defective item is produced by operator A, that is E1. So the defective item is produced by operator E1, that is 1%. 1% in the sense 1 by 100. Next is P of X given E2. A defective item is produced by operator E2. So this way of writing is okay if you are able to write it from the question. No need to define it. So P of X given E2 in the sense a defective item is produced by E2. E2 in the sense operator B. That is 5%, 5 by 100. Next is X given E3 in the sense defective item is produced by operator C, that is 7%, that is 7 by 100. Then we have to find out a defective item is produced. What is the probability that it was produced by A, means E1. So E1 given E1 given X we have to calculate. So the probability that the defective item was produced by A is given by probability of E1 given X. So probability of E1 given X is equal to, by Bayes theorem, P of E1 into P of X given E1 divided by the sum of the other three probabilities. P of E1 into P of X given E1 plus P of E2 into P of X given E2 plus P of E3 into X given E3. That is equal to, we will go with the substitution, P of E1. P of E1 we have 1 by 2 into P of X given E1. X given E1 is 1 by 100. So 1 by 2 into 1 by 100 divided by same as the numerator 1 by 2 into 1 by 100 plus P of E2. P of E2 we have 3 by 10 and X given E2 is 5 by 100 substituted, and E3 into X given E3 we have P of E3 1 by 5 and X given E3 is 7 by 100, it's substituted. That is equal to 1 by 100 we have to take common in the numerator and denominator. Denominator if you take 1 by 100 common, the first term there is 1 by 2, second term there is 5 and 10, if you cancel denominator 2 will come, so there is 3 by 2 balance, and in the next term there is 7 by 10 balance. So 1 by 100, 1 by 100 we can cancel here. That is equal to 1 by 2 in the numerator, there is balance, divided by denominator 5 and 2 LCM 10 if you take. Here we have to multiply with the 5, that is 5 into 1 is 5. Here also we have to multiply with the 5, 5 into 3 15. Here we have to multiply with the 2, that is 14, 7 into 2 14. So 5 plus 15 plus 14 divided by 10, that is equal to 1 by 2 by 20 plus 14, that is 34. So 34 by 10, that is equal to 1 by 2 into, just to take the reciprocal of this one and multiply, 10 by 34. So we can cancel 2 and 10, that is 5 divided by 34. This is the required probability. Dear students, today we have discussed questions 6 to 11 from exercise 13.3. Hope it is clear for you all. I request all the students to solve these questions in a separate sheet of paper, and while solving, if you have any doubt, please note it and keep. We will discuss it during the discussion session. Thank you for watching.